Hi, my name is Christina and I am your librarian here at Christina's Bookshelf. And today I am bringing you another Dream Spinner Advent Calendar story. These are really short stories that are just fun, delightful holiday reads. Today I am bringing you The Holly Groweth Green by Rae Durreson. This is kind of a fantasy paranormal story. It was so nice that both characters were not perfect. And here's what I mean by that. First off, this is historical. It's right after World War II, December of 1946. Laurence Payne is on his way home. He was a doctor in the war, a Navy doctor, but thanks to a head injury, he can't do math. He has a hard time figuring out directions because he can't remember which one's right and left. His train gets snowed down. He gets off, heads a local inn. They don't have room, but they said there's one down the way that does. And instead of waiting and getting a ride, he decides he's going to walk it. Well, he gets lost and stumbles upon a cabin where he decides he's going to ask for help because it's getting dark and he's already lost with the sunlight. Imagine how lost he's going to get in the dark. Well, Laurence already feels a little bit eccentric himself. He has these quirks, things that just don't work for him. He's not the man he was before or even partially during the war. He is a new Laurence. So the man that opens the door is extremely more eccentric than he. And at first he's just kind of like, okay, well, I can deal with this. I mean, what I'm seeing and what I've dealt with here recently is that we're all flawed. But what he soon comes to realize is either this person is senile or this person is real. And this person is Avery. Avery has woven this tale that he is magical and cursed. He did something to upset the fairies and they cursed him. He can only be in his human form for 12 days, starting Christmas Eve. And this is when Laurence finds him. So Laurence stays one night. Avery's great company. They talk, they get along. Laurence finds himself having a good time, so he stays then another night and another. And the two get closer and closer until they become one in the biblical sense. But the morning of the 13th day, Avery is not there. And everything that Laurence had held true is gone. So now he has to question, did he hallucinate everything or was it true? So he heads to London and he just can't get this out of his brain. So he starts investigating. And from here, I think the story just gets more and more magical. Now, one of my favorite things about the story was the author's note at the end. Because yes, this is fantasy, this is a fairy tale. There are things in this story that possibly could not happen in real life, regardless of the magic, regardless of the curse. So we have to keep these things in mind. But I absolutely loved Laurence's relentlessness, his dedication once he made up his mind to something. I loved that he was flawed as he was, that he found himself to be this eccentric human being, that he was somewhat ashamed of who he is now versus who he was. I was heartbroken to see him so hesitant to move forward with his life. The next steps, the next challenge of what he could do. I really could see this story being a full-length novel. I was drawn in and just awed by the beauty of the writing, the storytelling, how everything was put together. Just this magical world within this post-World War II era. Laurence gets to the cabin and there's all sorts of food and he's worried about the rationing and did Avery steal what should be the farmer's food, you know, is he eating something that he shouldn't be eating? And everything that he deals with and they go through. And then the ending was just, it really left me speechless. I loved it. I loved this whole story. With it being such a short story and part of the Advent calendar with Dream Spinner, the highest I'm giving is 4 stars. Please do not come at me with your virtual torches and pitchforks. If you love the world of magic and fantasy, I highly suggest taking a few hours out of your life and reading this book. And then let's go find the author and say, make this into a full length, please. So what I am going to do for you is I am going to leave the Amazon and Dream Spinner links down below so you can click and be on your way to reading magical goodness. If you've enjoyed this review, I'm gonna ask that you help me with that YouTube algorithm and give me a like. Leave me a comment. I love to interact with all of you guys. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I try to get new stuff out every Sunday through Thursday, but I honestly never know what time, and that is the magic of the subscribe button, is that you will get a notification when I have something new for you. If you like me and think, this chick's pretty awesome, down below I'm gonna leave stalker links aplenty. Go, click, investigate, enjoy. If you have a book or an arc you'd like me to read or some light editing proofreading you would like done, you can request via website. The Holly Groweth Green by Rae Durreson, part of the Dream Spinner Advent Calendar. I am giving 4 stars. Bye. Hi, my name is Christina and I am your librarian here at Christina's Bookshelf. And today I am bringing you A Gift of Time by Jacqueline Osborne. This is a holiday novella that kind of has a twist on some of our favorite holiday classics. We get to travel in time, do a parallel universe. It is fun, quirky, saddening, heartbreaking, everything that you want in a holiday story. Jack and his fiancée Kaden have been together for 4 years. Jack has been working his butt off